Hi folks, and welcome to MegoMuseum's Vintage Mego, where we talk about the golden age of toys made by the Mego Corporation. I'm your host Brian, and for this week's installment, we're heading south of the border for a bit of foreign Mego. Namely, we're going to Peru to talk about El Hombre Nuclear by BASA. To give you a bit of a framework, many countries in the 1970s had restrictions on imported goods. Most famously to toy collectors would be Mexico, who would not bring in imported Hong Kong items, but would license toy lines from companies such as Mego and produce their own iterations on their native soil. This, of course, led to many variations of toys, and of course, as collectors, we love variations. The differences matter, and this crosses over not only to Mego, but to Star Wars, to G.I. Joe. It's endless. While many Mego collectors are obsessed with the variations of the Mexican companies such as Little Eddie and Sueno and Cipsa, it wouldn't be till about the 2000s that BASA of Peru would hit our radar. Much like Mexico, there were trade restrictions on foreign-made toys in Peru, and BASA, which stands for Bake Like Y Anexos S.A., I'm sure I butchered that, was there to step in and make toys. BASA licensed the world's greatest superheroes brand from Mego and marketed it under the title Super Amigos. 3 characters will be produced for the Super Amigos: Superman, Batman, and Robin, and they would be vastly different from their U.S. counterparts with variations in their outfits and head sculpts and, of course, packaging, making them completely unique. Add to that, finding these mint in box is absolutely no picnic at all, trust me. But Peru wasn't done with our collector hearts yet. No, they had one more trick up their sleeve in the form of Steve Austin, known to us as the $6 Million Man, or to in Latin countries as El Hombre Nuclear. Unlike Mexico, which just copied the popular American toy produced by Kenner, BASA chose to merely roll the license into their Super Amigos line and produce an 8-inch Steve Austin figure. This is the only country in the world to do something like that. Every other country that marketed the $6 Million Man copied the Kenner product. The 8-inch figure itself features a red tracksuit complete with Steve Austin's face on it, which kind of makes it look like a Halloween costume. But to be fair, Steve Austin's face was also on the Kenner figure. The other thing this figure has is a rather dynamite head sculpt of Lee Majors. All things considered, you know who this is the minute you look at him. When discovery of this figure happened in the Mego community, well, all heck broke loose with collectors trying to find this vintage 8-inch representation of such an iconic TV character. This really was a good day when we discovered this. BASA would go on to make several more iconic toy lines, including Star Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Rainbow Bright, just to name a few. The company is still in business to this day, but they ceased making toys back in the 1990s, I'm afraid to say. Finding a boxed El Hombre Nuclear requires 2 things: patience and money. They occasionally pop up, but there are plenty of people hoping to cross this wonderful, unique bit of foreign Mego off their wish lists. So, get ready to compete. Get your game face on. Again, this is just one of those things that makes me happy to be a Mego collector. We didn't know about this until about 10 years ago. So there's new discoveries at every turn, and I'm looking forward to the next thing we find. And of course, this is one of my favorite things in my collection. I love the Bionic Man series, and to find out there was a vintage 8-inch Lee Majors, I just had to have it. Are you into foreign Mego figures, or are you just fine with the domestic? Let me know in the comments below. You can always hit me up on Twitter as well, at MegoMuseum. We have a thriving, growing Facebook group called Megomania, where we'd love to have you and talk about this. And of course, you can always catch me at the forums at www.MegoMuseum.com. Thanks for watching as always. If you're new to this, I hope you'll consider hitting like and subscribe. Until next time, have fun and take care.